Hi friends, Mindy here. Today I'm going to be setting up my November bullet journal. I am working in an Archer and Olive A5 size notebook, and I'm going to be using some leftover bits and pieces that I have from my handcrafted devotional from By the Well for God. I have some pieces left over, and I don't want to see them, just get pushed to the side, and I really loved this kit, so I'm going to be using the pieces to help decorate these pages. So first I'm setting up my my cover page. I always have one of these for kind of introducing the month, and I have this background paper that was from the Digital Items, and I printed it on clear sticker paper, and I'm just using that to create the entire background here for my November cover. I did this also for October with a different paper, but I like to do this, just a really quick way to create a background. And so I just stuck that down, and I'm just going to cut off the excess, and then I'm going to take a bone folder here and just kind of burnish this into this paper really well. This just kind of gets rid of that haze that happens when you're using like clear sticker paper. I'll show you here in a second. You can kind of see the difference between the bottom half where I've used this bone folder, and then the top half. You can see already that the images are starting to be just a little bit more clear. It kind of loses that hazy kind of look, because really you're just, getting rid of the bubbles, like the air bubbles. You can kind of see when I shine it in the light how it's really hazy there, and then down at the bottom it's not. So if you want to fix that, just use a bone folder. So I'm going to use this Matthews Alpha. This is also from By the Well for God, to stamp out my title on. This is actually some craft paper from Archer and Olive. It's some dot grid paper as well, and I just had a little extra piece of it, and so it worked out perfectly to stamp out my title of November. And I'm just kind of squaring up my corners, my edges here, and trimming it down so that it's going to fit. This was kind of a big alpha, so I had to make sure I had enough room for it, and then I just used a little corner rounder to round the corners just to give it some more interest and make it kind of feel more polished, I guess. And then I have one of these little paper doilies that I used when I was going through this devotional a lot, and so I'm gonna use one of those here as well, just to kind of tuck behind this November. And I'm going to keep this really simple. So I just put some ATG down, and then I'm going to put some number stickers. These are the Alpha Tiles, also from By the Well for God. And I'm just using them to spell out 2021 for my cover page here. So again, everything that I'm using is basically going to be from By the Well for God today. And then my journal is an Archer and Olive. I think I said that already. But anyway, so the next page that I always do is my calendar. I like to have a full calendar to be able to kind of do some planning, and just, it just helps me have it like at a glance. So I'm using some Micron pens here in various nibs. I have a graphic nib, which is like a 1, and then I have like a 0.8 and the 05, and just depending on what I'm doing, what page I'm doing, depends on which pen I'm using. So I use the graphic here to make the grid lines for my calendar, and then I'm using some of the stickers from the By the Well for God kit to decorate this front page. So I'm going to just kind of stick some things down. I used these flowers, and then there was one that looked like some twisted yarn, and then this label, and I will write out November on that label using I believe that's the graphic one of my Micron pens, because it's a permanent pen and it writes really well over the sticker paper. And then I just wrote it out, and then I'm kind of just creating some faux calligraphy, which is kind of increasing the depth of the downstrokes. And that will be it basically for my title for this calendar. But then I decided to add some color for the days of the week here. And sometimes I use, I have some like number stamps and whatever, but this time I just wanted to kind of keep everything a little bit simple. So I have some Neocolor crayons here and one distress crayon, and these are kind of coordinate with these colors. And I'm just going to go through here and create a little circle of color, and then I'm going to come back through with a water brush and working kind of from the lightest color to the darkest. I'm going to just liquefy that pigment. And so I'm just going to kind of be creating a watercolor type look there on my calendar. So this is what it looks like when all of that is finished. And then I'll just go through and actually handwrite the numbers for today on this calendar. Like I said, sometimes I have stamp sets, and you could even use stickers or whatever, but I just decided to handwrite that. And then up at the top, I wrote out the days of the week for the calendar as well, just kind of using that same font. And then my next page that I'm going to be working on is my wellness tracker. And I'm going to be using a different nib. I think this is, I can't tell, I think it's probably the 08. One that's just not quite as thick as the graphic. Just the pen that I use really just kind of depends on the lines that I'm making, and because if I need a thinner line, obviously then I just go with a thinner nib. So I always have a bunch of microns sitting around when I'm working on my different kind of pages here. And then I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler just to try to get some straight lines. You certainly don't have to. These are dot grid pages, so you could definitely freehand that if you wanted to. I just decided to use my ruler. Sometimes I do freehand it. It really just depends. And then I got that line just a little bit up over there. So I'm going to erase my pencil lines here. And I always go through when I'm starting with my bullet journal and kind of map out the pages, so I make sure I have enough pages, especially as I get like toward the end of my journal, to make sure I'm going to be able to get everything for the month that I need in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I just erased all my pencil marks, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do next in terms of like color and title. I thought about writing it, but in the end I decided I was going to use these alpha stickers, also again from By the Well for God, and I just use them to spell out wellness, and then I'm going to hand write the word tracker up here at the top. And then I will fill out the rest of this tracker with the dates and categories and everything later. So I'm just going to leave this kind of with just the title for now. And again, I just use that kind of faux calligraphy where you increase the downstrokes, and that will be everything. And then it just kind of felt like it was a little bit plain, but because of where I put the letters, I didn't have a whole lot of room there. So what I decided to do is just come in with this little really thin washi tape and just kind of create a border up there. And it almost reminds me of like a ruler. It's kind of like little tick marks. It's really just a striped black, but in my mind that just made sense. So anyway, just to kind of delineate the title from the rest of that tracker a little bit. And then I'm going to be working on my next page. This is something I have been doing for several months, which I call it Project Bingo. And so I'm just kind of making a 5x5 grid here. I think my squares actually are even 5x5. And then I do this just to kind of keep track of things that I want to get done in the month, just extra projects, or if there's decluttering or organizing or just little things. And so I will put different things in these little squares and then mark them off as I do them. And so down here at the bottom, I'm actually using some of the pattern paper from By the Well for God, and I'm just kind of creating that almost like a washi strip, but just to add some color down there at the bottom. And then again, I'm trying to decide how I want to do my title. So I went with a very thin, I think this is like an 02 micron here, and I'm just writing out the word bingo in a little scripty font, but I'm leaving it with really thin lines. And then I'm going to come in with some stickers, the alpha stickers from By the Well for God, and I'm doing this kind of peach color, and I'm kind of overlapping them ever so slightly. So the title's kind of on top of each other. And then I realized that this J is crooked. A couple of my letters got a little wonky, so I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife to kind of help pull those up and reposition them. So, and that's good enough. They're a little bit crooked still, but it's okay. And then I came back through And I'm just kind of making little stitch marks on some of the letters in different places, like a couple little hash lines, just to kind of go along with that theme. And I think that just makes it look a little bit better. And then I had a few of these little button stickers left over, so I just decided to put all of those on that page as well to go along with the paper that's down at the bottom. So those are my pages so far. And then now I'm going to do my next spread. And usually I do this as a mood tracker, but I think because this is for November, I might do some, like, just writing out something that I'm thankful for every day, just kind of random things. I like to do like different fonts and different things. So I will probably do it that way. But what I'm going to do is create a border using these stitched stamps from By the Will for God. And I don't know the name of these different kinds of stitches, or not all of them anyway. And I don't know the name of this one, but I just liked it. It was really cute. And so it's kind of like a zigzag, but fancier. I don't know. The sewers out there probably know the name of this stitch. I do not. But anyway, I just used my stamping block there and went all around the outside, and I made sure to use some permanent ink so that I could come back through here with some watercolor and create a border. And so I have some watercolor here. These are Daniel Smith watercolors, and so they're very pigmented, and I just wanted a really light kind of wash of color back there. So I am just using some packaging and really diluting this color quite a bit. And then I'll go around kind of randomly with several of the different colors. There's a red and an orange color and a couple of greens, and I'm just going to go around and kind of just create a watercolor look to this border. And then you can see I also added a couple stickers from the kit as well, some thread and some spools. And then I have these zipper stickers as well that I'm going to put here to create my title on my next spread. And then another sticker as well. This was actually from the digitals, and I had printed it on clear sticker paper. So I'm also just writing out again the word video here. This is going to be for my video ideas for my YouTube videos for the month of November. So if you have any suggestions for that, feel free to leave those down in the comments below. But again, just using a script kind of font and then thickening up those downstrokes, and then the alpha tiles to spell out the word ideas. And I just kind of like to brainstorm those kind of things. And then I lost some footage there. The next page was actually kind of a tracker to make sure that I'm getting things posted when I need to get them posted. So those two pages really were just for my YouTube videos. But this next page is actually the first page for my weekly spread. I create sort of a dashboard here at the beginning. I have been using this for several months, and I just really found that it works, and I needed to get this done. I didn't have a lot of time to kind of, recreate the wheel, and this is working for me. So I just went ahead and did this again. So I have over to the left a section for my intentions for the week. And then on the right, I'm creating 3 boxes. One is for a habit tracker for the week. One is for my meal planning for the week. And then one is for my top 3. So I'm just creating those boxes here. And then I like to kind of plan my week, kind of brainstorming, like these are all the things I need to do or I intend to do this week. And I list those kind of on the left, and then I'll go through on the actual pages and do like kind of assign those to a specific day. So up here at the top of the page, you can see I'm doing the title for this week, which is going to be November 1st through 7th. And I'm using, these are all stickers from By the Will for God, and a label that I had left over as well. And then I'll go through and label these boxes here. Like I said, one is habits, one is meals, top 3, and intentions. And then adding a little sticker down here at the bottom left just to add some color and some interest, and then burnishing it again like we did with that cover page. And then now we're getting into the like daily kind of spread. So I usually I don't have a whole lot going on in terms of Saturday and Sunday that I need to kind of plan out. So they kind of divide a page, a section down here at the bottom. So I had these little zipper stickers left over, and I thought they would be really cute to kind of divide my Saturday and Sunday. And then I have this washi tape that's kind of a fabric pattern, and I'm going to use that to divide my actual days. And then just finishing up here, so I have like a half a page per day basically. And then I'm taking my Neo crayon again in this green color and just kind of scribbling out some color, and then I'll come back through with my water brush and just move around that color. And these are really great. The Neocolor 2s are the ones that are water soluble, and they work really well for giving you that kind of watercolor look. So I went ahead and did that for each of the days, and then I'm letting that dry, and then I decided to go ahead and add just a little bit of that same color here in my habit tracker, just for kind of the title for the days of the week there. And then I will come back through and write the day of the week and the date. And this is just going to do a little flip through here of my finished pages so far for the month of November. And if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That just helps my channel get seen by other people. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And until next time, bye-bye.